Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and I primarily do paper crafting, but that can mean all kinds of different paper crafting. Anything from cards and memory keeping to mixed media, junk journals. Oh, what else do we do? Who knows? If we can do it with paper, we're going to do it here though, I can tell you that. Welcome. Today I'm in an event with the Crafty Bunch with Cheryl P. And she runs the Crafty Bunch, and thank you for having me today. We have a great bunch of presenters for you today, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So if you will give me just a minute to share myself out here, we'll get going, and we're going to have some fun. You might be surprised. I'm going to do a layered paper project. Our theme today is Stalks and Straw. I keep wanting to call it Stalks and Sticks. I'm gonna get it right though. I promise I'm gonna get it right. And when I was trying to figure out something to do, I realized I had a perfect photograph to use, and that was going to be the basis of my project for today. So what have you guys been up to? When you come on, tell me hello and say where you're from. Hey, there's Susie over on YouTube. I also stream my events on YouTube as well as Facebook. And the group today, if you want to get in on the group, you can watch everybody by simply refreshing your browser from one person to the next. And then you get a chance to see absolutely everybody in the in the event. And it's an easy way. You can also search for replays like that. And so it's a fun thing to do. Hello, Annette, Deborah, Liz, Carol, of course, Mama P. She shared me into the group already, so we're ready to go there. Let me see. I want to put myself in another couple of places here and make sure I can see comments, because you guys know if we can't see the comments, what fun's it going to be? It's not going to be very social, is it? So just one second. I think I'm almost ready here, and I'm ready to rock and roll, or whatever. We're ready to do something anyway, right? So we go on a couple minutes early to make sure that we can get into the group. And hey, Liz, Estella, hey, Sue. Oh, you guys, yes, we've got a beautiful day here again in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I ran somewhere a few minutes I don't know, probably about maybe a little more than an hour ago, and my husband was just getting ready to leave, and he wanted to know, did I want the air conditioner out in the room next to me to be on? And I'm like, I looked down to see what the temperature was, and I go, wow. I said, just since I left a while ago, I saw some people out walking, and I thought, I wonder what the temperature is. And so, it was fairly nice, but man, it jumped up about 9 degrees in about an hour. So we're back at 90 already. So I don't know what it's supposed to be today. Let me put you down here. Let me move this. Let me put you down here to the desktop so you can see what we've got going on. Okay. And you guys, if my little picture here, if it freezes and does something goofy, I'll try to keep track of that, because I was doing a live the other day and all of a sudden it just froze, and I decided it was something goofy going on with the little camera I use that faces me. So I'll try and watch for that, because I don't want to have it stuck at just a ridiculous spot. You guys, several years ago we were in Colorado, and lots of places. I haven't found anywhere here where you can go and, go out into the fields and get pumpkins or anything. I haven't found anything like that here in Texas. But I know in Minnesota and in Colorado, I don't know about other places. I've lived both of those places, and I know we have places like that there. And they have kind of a fun, almost like a festival type thing set up, and it's just so fun. And they had made this kind of for a photo op, I think. Although, you could buy the little pumpkins and the gourds. It's got a little sign of how much they were. It was just a perfect thing for kind of a photo op, right? So I had taken a picture of that. And so when I was trying to decide what I was going to use, I thought, oh my gosh, that would be cool. All right, well, it's just a regular size photo. And so in order to enlarge that and make it fit what I wanted. You have to be careful when you're using your photos, because sometimes the ratio isn't exactly the same from one normal photo size to another. So I decided I should be able to, you know, use it for an 8x10. This is an 8x10 shadow box that I picked up. So I've got all this stuff. I don't need any of this, but the way it comes, you know, you just pop it off. It's deep. And so it's got, you know, a little bit of room here for any of you that aren't familiar with a shadow box. It's got some depth to it. And so I'm just going to take this off. It's got these little, oh, you guys, look, I didn't even get home without it having a boo-boo. That's okay. I have plenty of paint and markers and everything else. Hey, Martha, how are you? It's nice to see you. Hi, Molly. Karen. Who else popped in? Cindy. Hey, you guys. So glad to see you all. So you just, and you know, on the back of a picture frame, it's got these little things that tip over. You just pinch those up. And usually when I'm buying a frame, I like to make sure that it's got something so you could hang it either way, whether I want it, you know, this direction or this direction. I like to have that option, right? Oh, you have them there in Alabama. I know, they're just so much fun, right? And that does scream fall, you're right. So I don't really need this on here. And I think I'm just going to pull it off. It's just kind of a foamy piece here, and it's got some little pins there, but I don't need any of that for what I'm going to do today. So I'm just going to put that over at the side. But I tell you what, while I was working on this, I had to reprint my pictures because I printed these at 8x10 because it's an 8x10 frame, right? Well, then I'm like, wait a second, what's really going to work? And so I'm like, well, you know, what part of this is really the 8x10? Well, this backing is 8x10. I mean, that's truly 8x10. But what you have to make sure that you know is how much is going to take off by where it sets in this lip, right? Well, I wanted my whole picture to show, or most of my picture, because it already runs almost from side to side, right? So I thought, well, you know, I'm going to reprint them. So I just reprinted it. I sized it down a little. I use Canva a lot. You guys, if you're not familiar with Canva, you can get a free version of that. So I just made this, and now this is from side to side. It took the little inside edge, took off a 1/2 inch each way. So now it's 7.5 by 9.5 instead of 8x10. So that's what we're going to go with for now. And I'm just going to use my trusty paper trimmer here for a second and cut this off. Oh, you went to a great pumpkin patch near Abilene. Oh, well, that's cool to know. Yeah, when we look for something like that, we haven't had kids here very long that would want to do that. But now that kids are here and they want to do that, it's kind of sad that we haven't been able to find anywhere. You know, I don't know. You know, you guys, I think I am just going to take scissors and cut it because, you know, sometimes you get that in there and it might not fit exactly. So I've got four exact prints here. So my first one, I'm just going to cut just as it is. And we're going to layer that, and that's going to be our background. So we're just going to cut off this margin around. Hey there, Jimmy Lou, how are you doing? We are making a layered print. It's going to be like layered paper. It's already printed. We're making a little home decor item with a little bit of interest, and we're putting it in a shadow box. All kinds of goodness we can make from paper, right, you guys? I tell you what, I'm always trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But look, can you believe this? I have the stalks and the straw right here in my photograph. Oh, you guys, I wish you could see. This doesn't even do it justice with the, you know, when you print it out as what the photo looks like. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And you guys, there's my Colorado blue sky back there. All right. And let's see. Well, you know what? I might as well just trim some of the rest of them. Now, a lot of them are going to be pretty close to, being the same, but we're going to chop off different parts and layer it up. Now, I know one company, there is one craft company, and they sell little kits like this where they have like, things to make cards or doodads, whatever. So little, all kinds of stuff. And what we're going to do today, they call it decoupage. Now, to me, decoupage is not, it's like sealing it all in. They call the layering technique decoupage. And I don't know, I have trouble calling it that. So I'll just call it layered paper. How's that? Oh my goodness. You don't know. As long as I get the results I'm looking for. But I'm not using any kind of glue or anything to seal the layers together, which is what I think of for decoupage, that you're using things and layering it, kind of collage style, or, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but, sometimes we just don't hear of these techniques for years and years, and then it's like, wait a second, is that what I was thinking it was? But anyway, it's still going to be fun. And we've got lots of room in that shadow box to do it. And, normally I wouldn't even care if it had the glass front. And I don't know, whether I leave the glass front on or not is still, it remains to be seen. Is it cardstock? Liz, it is 80-pound weight cover stock is what they call it. 80-pound cover stock. And I tell you, it's not cheap. I used to use the Nina Solar White, and oh my gosh, for a ream of that, it has gone up to over $50 on Amazon. And I'm like, oh man, I need to find something cheaper. And I found this one, and it's called, I think it's called Accent Opaque, and it has worked pretty good for me. I've been pretty happy with it. But then the other day, I thought, I'm going to have to get more. And then when I was looking, I saw they wanted to charge me like $10 for shipping. I'm like, well, that all of a sudden isn't too great of a bargain. I don't know. It's hard to find, the exact kinds of paper that you want. And, the paper you use, you guys, can really make such a difference in your prints, in the colors that you get printed out and stuff. And so, it's just all some trial and effort, right? What are we making? No, these are not printables in the email, in my newsletter. No, I just pulled this out from, it's a blast from the past. Many years ago, it was a picture that I took. So, who knows, maybe that will come sometime. Okay, so now you can see, well here, let's pop it in here. If we lay it in here, see how close that's going to be. That is not close. Oh, well no, I don't want it to be close because I needed to see the whole picture, right? So there we go. That's going to fit. I don't know, it needs a little bit of trim somewhere, but I can't really tell where. Well, that's going to be kind of difficult, you guys. But what I'm going to do, we're just going to work. Let's do this. That makes me sad to see that. So now we've got our first layer. Our first layer we're going to leave just as it is. Just all the same, just like that, right? Thanks, Diane. Okay. Yes, it is, isn't it? Oh, I tell you, it's just amazing how expensive it can be. Now, my first layer, I wanted to kind of do some of this straw back here, and then I thought, well, I don't know how that's going to be because you guys look at that. We've got some, now, whatever we don't cut off, the original picture is going to, still be in the background. So it doesn't matter. I don't know. And I don't know if I'm going to like this layer. We'll see. I might just chop some of that off to make it easier. And you guys, sometimes if you're cutting your papers, sometimes it's easier if you just turn your paper instead of trying to turn your scissors. Oh, I hope I don't make you dizzy. Oh my goodness. So how many of you have made some kind of a fun layered design of something or other? Whether it's something tiny and small, doesn't have to be something that was a home decor item. See, these are real wispy, and I'm not sure how this is going to look. We'll see. I know the other two layers are going to be fine, and who knows, maybe we'll just leave it at that. We'll see. But I'm anxious. How many of you have done little layers of something? Yeah, see, now, if this was not so wispy, it would be so much easier. You know, actually, maybe I'll you know what? I think some of this I'll purposefully cut shorter. You know, I think I'm going to do that. And then on the original print, it'll be sticking up behind. I think that's a better idea. Let's try that. You know, you always just kind of, it's always, you know, kind of trial and error sometimes, right, you guys? Nope, let's cut this in closer. Actually, let's cut it closer into here. And just leave these darker places. I think I'll do that. We'll see. We're going to see what it's like in a minute. I know that. Yep. Let's cut some of this down. I think we'll have a better chance of being happy with it. Oh yeah. That's going to be better, you guys. I can already tell I'm going to like this better. Actually, let's keep it back down here in the dark part. Okay, so now we're going to layer this right on top of here. Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. In fact, now that we've done that, let's make that background show even a little bit more and trim some of these down into it. That will be fun because then it'll peek out, peek back there in the back. Don't you love just watching somebody cut? Oh my goodness. There we go. This is really going to give us even a better dimension. Like just a little bit more of that peeking out in there. Let's see. Yes, look at that. Look at it poking up in there. Oh, that is so much better. Okay, so now we are going to put some dimensionals on here to raise it up. Make sure I know which side I'm using, right? Alrighty. And we're just going to put it all over here just to bump it up. Just make sure it has some, you know, that you've got some in some strategic places. I'll just say that. You want to make sure that it doesn't, you know, have a place that can bump down and kind of deflate in the middle, right? So let's get something here. And somebody on a live told me one time, she says, you can get those off easier if you'll press them with your nail. I'm like, what? She was right. Okay. And then you just lift them off of there. And you guys, as many pokey tools, this isn't very sharp. I don't even remember what this went to. But of all the pokey tools I have, the only really pokey one that I can find is the one that I usually poke holes for junk journaling into my to do the signatures. And I'm just like, where in the world are... So it's kind of concerning because, you know, some of them are kind of sharp. Right? They're sharp. Okay, so now we'll just put this one over the top here and get it lined up. Okay. Just kind of pat it down. Okay, so now this one, I'm going to cut around the pumpkins here. We're going to use them as our little guide. Yeah, so I forgot to look. How many of you... Okay, Diane says she found a nice picture searching in images. Lots of pumpkins and building in the back and trees. Fun. Yes, I tell you what. Fall. Oh, and you guys, aren't fall pictures just gorgeous? You know, fall was never my favorite time of year because it just... I don't know. It's just... Maybe it was because I knew what was coming. You know, it's like, oh, not winter again. And, yeah, it wasn't always my favorite. But I do love, you know, to see such gorgeous colors like this. And, oh, they just are yummy, aren't they? I went to a friend's a couple of days ago, and she has her place, her home. She's got it all decorated inside. She even has a valance in her kitchen that she has swapped out that's kind of, you know, fall, and it just was so cute. And she's got a bunch of throw pillows that are fall and lots of little fall garlands around and just everything. I said, wow, this makes me feel like I have fallen down on the job. You know, it was just so pretty. I'm like, oh my gosh, I better get busy. And you know, I usually get out stuff and have some things to decorate for fall and maybe a few little fun things for Halloween, but oh my gosh, I haven't gotten anything out yet. Nothing. Nada. Okay, and let's just... Looks like there's a hay bale right here. Let's go ahead and... It's not hay, it's straw. Okay. And then we'll put that there and bump it up. I tell you, since I printed it on the side that wasn't sized right, it was going to be too big and I was going to lose part of my picture. You know, I wish I would have left more of this so I could have some room to trim it. I don't know why I stuck that one there. You love fall, but not short days. Oh, I know, Sue. Isn't that the truth? I remember when I was working somewhere and we'd leave work and, you know, we were done at 5 o'clock and it was dark. It was just so depressing. It's just like, ugh. You know, the day is already gone. But I will say where we worked, we were on like about, I don't know, there were a lot of stories in the building. And I want to say, actually, I think we were like on the 12th floor. And we faced the direction that we could see sunsets. Oh my word. Sometimes we got to see the most glorious sunsets from up that high. Just absolutely amazing. I don't know about you guys, but I love sunsets. How about you? And I'm not always up at that time, but sunrise. Of course, you know, as the days get shorter, I'm a lot more apt to see sunrise. Oh, I tell you, while I was taking my granddaughter to school in the mornings, I saw plenty of sunrises. All right, so now we got this one on. We're just going to layer it. And you know, it's not a big difference. You know, in fact, hey, I tell you what. I'm going to make this I want this to have more. I'm going to use 2 of these and pop it out a little bit more. You get some beautiful sunset. I tell you what, that's something I miss about where I grew up. It was kind of a little hobby farm, and we could see, of course, on the west there were mountains, and so, but you got, you know, great sunsets behind the mountains, and then to the east, we were far enough away from the closest people to the east of us that, you know, oh my goodness, we could see wonderful sunrises. And, you know, anywhere else I've lived except there's always too many trees or houses or something, and I don't get a chance to see that. So it's kind of sad. Okay, so now we'll take these off. Oop, that one didn't stay. Oh, it's because I didn't pull the backing sheet off the first one. And you can always put a little bit of glue on here, you guys, to make sure they stay. I'm just not going to on this one. I know, Sue, you were telling me before she has great sunsets from her living room. Isn't that cool? Or from where she lives on a lake. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? What is there about sunsets across water, or even sunrise across water? Aren't they just wonderful? I don't know, maybe it's because you almost get double duty, right? You see it in the water. You see the gorgeous colors in the water too. Okay, now we're going to put this one on. Just kind of line it up. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. And see, because it's the photo is back there, you know, you don't have to worry about what that is looking like. And now let's do this little part down here. Here's some little gourds over here, and then there's the tiny pumpkin. Oh, you know what? That's what this was for. This little sign were the small gourds and mini pumpkins. 2 for $1. That would be fun. If I'd printed out another one, I would have put the little sign, and I still could. I didn't make enough prints for that though. This is so dark. The way that the direction was, oh, I'm getting a cramp in my leg. The way that, ow. That must mean I've been sitting too long, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just trimming around these little pumpkins. You guys, I'm gonna be done with this, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, this is the thing. You never know exactly how long something's gonna take. And of course, a lot of times you're not gonna make 2 of something. So you just go with it, right? How fun that is. Maybe, I don't know if I had another piece of paper, maybe I'll check. If I've got another piece of paper, maybe I will print it out and cut the little sign out. That'd be fun. All right, almost there. I love these little scissors. These are the ones from Stampin' Up. And you know what, you guys? I just always say my favorite ones were the Cutter Bee scissors. You guys, these are the same thing. They just aren't yellow. When I got I thought, I gotta see how these are. I gotta see if I like them as much. Yeah, because they're just about the same. I held them up side by side. You wouldn't know any difference. Okay, checking to see I've got the right side again. And I'm going to make this double high too. That way it gives us plenty of dimension. But you know, flowers are really pretty done like this. When you've got a flower, a rose or something, and you do this technique, they are so gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Okay, let's take these off and then do another layer. Make sure I find my little pokey tool. Can you use your scraps to put in a journal? Sure, why not? That'd be a great idea to use something for them. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I've got all of those. They've got great colors. Liz, that's wonderful. Rose says her favorite sunrise was on the farm when you were 5, seeing the rays rise up to the barn in the morning, rising from the ground, and the pigs in their pen. Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, our horses were back in the back. Sometimes we'd have a cow, and after we moved there, when we moved back with everybody from Minnesota, I had one daughter who just loves animals. And we had all kinds of animals. She really wanted to have that experience. And she got to have that experience, and she got to find out how much work it is. And luckily she ran into a couple of people that, because my dad wasn't around anymore. My mom, you know, she never was really involved with any of that. And she liked gardening and flowers and things like that. My dad was the one that did all the rest of the stuff outside, right? And with the animals and whatnot. And so luckily Jen found a couple of friends that, you know, knew something about it, had been, you know, brought up around all the animals and farming, and so she had a lot of help. And we didn't stay there very long. That didn't work out for us. So we weren't there very long. And she and my granddaughter stayed with my mom until she passed away. And then we were out of there. You know, it's just a crying shame. I mean, you know, you have a place like that, and there was no way that any of us could afford to keep the place up on our own. Not any way, shape, or form. Okay, and here we go. Here's our last one. Now this one's made so I can stick it over in the corner like that. Okay, can you see the dimension? I mean, you know, it's just a little something different. Let's see. Now we've got to see about putting it in here. I know, Rose, isn't it funny sometimes the things that, you know, just kind of pop up and that you haven't thought about in a long time? I had some things like that happen the other day. And I'm like, gosh, I hadn't thought about that in a long time. Okay, you guys, I don't know. This is going to be hard to size this exactly right. I kind of wish I would have left. Well, maybe. It's a little too tight somewhere. Let me see if I can figure out where. Looks like kind of on the top. Now I can't get it out. Oh my goodness. I'll bend it down. Okay, now maybe this is when I get out the paper trimmer so I can get a good measurement of something. So now it needs to be 10.5 inches tall. I know that because of it took off like 1/2 inch. I mean, it is just a tiny bit too long. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's try this, you guys. Oh, and I can see it's not straight right here. Let me try to just trim that tiny bit off. Okay, let's see if that works. bit much. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done. All right, let's try again. So, and who knows if I stack the papers up super straight right on top of each other. I don't know. Let's try again. You guys, I really like that I cut in deeper and didn't try to cut all the wispy stuff off. I really am happy with the way that that looks. What do you think? You think that was a good choice? Okay. Okay. I almost wish, though, I would have bumped the back up a little bit more, too. Let's see if we can... I have just enough time. Let me see if I've got a piece of paper in here and can print. One more print. Yep. I do. Hang on one second. Let's get that going here. Okay. I gotta think of where to go. Where do I go? Okay, let me see. That'll be just a second. And I'll get it printed out, and then we can, that's gonna leave a lot, right? I don't want 4 prints this time. Thank you very much. Oh, you guys, how many times when you get ready to print something do you not pay any attention, and all of a sudden you're printing out way, way more? It's like, no. I did not want that many of the same thing. This is gonna be cute. Oh, you guys, what else have you got going on? Up after me is going to be Michelle. She is with My Shell Bell Creations. And so she's going to be up following me. And thank you, Mama P, for this great, place that we have to come and share crafty goodness with all of our friends. And thank you all for being here today. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, let's cut out the tiny sign. Just the little bitty sign down here. Just for one last cute little element, right? We'll just cut it out. And see, this is what I was saying. You've got to be so careful when you, start sizing things differently than what their ratio was when you took the picture, because they can really get out of whack. And so I looked that up, and I was going to share that with you, but you know what? The information I found, I don't think it's right, because I don't think that you can take some of those and that they that you can take a 4x6 and it automatically sizes fabulous for all the sizes. So I don't know, it seemed to think in the grid that I saw it said that, but I'm pretty sure I have seen otherwise. I don't know. Do any of you know enough about photography that and could enlighten us? Did I just dream that up? Okay, now we're going to put this on here. Okay. Thanks, Karen. Sometimes I have good ideas. Oh my goodness. Super fun. I'm gonna let's see. I don't know. This one of them might be enough on this. I think I'll just leave it at 1 for that one. And then I'm gonna kind of pat it all down. It was so funny. Look at this. This pumpkin has a sticker on it. They had a sticker. Well, I guess a whole bunch of them do. And I can remember thinking, I wish those pumpkins didn't have stickers. You know, it doesn't look so natural if they've got stickers on them, right? Now this glass is going to have to be cleaned. I noticed before it looked kind of dirty. I don't know why. Now, you know what? What I would probably rather do is, let me try a little bit. If I just do a tiny dot of glue, well, I can't do that because I don't know. That's not going to necessarily work. I'll try. You know, oh, I know what I'll do. Let's put a tiny bit of glue quickly on the corners. Just try and grab it. Put it on here. I'm just gonna guess. Well, it's not even gonna stick on there. There. Nope, it's not gonna stick. Okay, well, I wonder if I put it in the middle, if it will. I don't want it to dry because I want it to be able to move if it needs to. Watch, it'll probably fall off down there. It did. It just fell in. Just fell in. I'll have to mess around with that. I don't know how to fix that. I'll have to give that some thought. But there, look at that. Now we got our little thing. That's kind of cute. I wonder if the girls will remember where that was from. I don't know. I like that I put the little sign up a little bit more. Just gives it a little bit of something, something. And you know, looking at it from, it's probably hard for you guys to see it on camera, but in person, it really does add a lot of depth and dimension to that. That's kind of fun. Double-sided tape. I didn't want to stick it down too much until I knew it was going to fit right. But you know what? And this side, this corner over here still is not laying down flat on the backing. So I still might have to mess with that. Although if I could get it to just stay in one spot. Actually, it might have stuck on there now. Nope. Nope. Well, I'll get it. I'll figure it out. But yeah, that looks like it was a little bit off up there. Yeah, I tell you what, if I would have left the borders so that they were 8.5 by 10, I would have been better off. We'll figure it out. I might print one more and just do it and leave it in the white and then cut it to be 8 by 10. That might be what I have to do, and use my backer for that. Who knows? We'll figure it out though, right? So I can hardly wait to see what Michelle does next. You can, if you are in the Crafty Bunch group, just refresh your browser and then our next person will be up. And so we've got people all day long. We have a good group of people. This is always fun. I always love doing these. So how many of you think you might try this technique? That's always what I want to know. I always want to know how many people might give it a go. You know, and it could be whether you're doing something small, something big. Send me some hearts if you think that you might try that at some point. I would just love to know. And share it with me. If you're not in the My Artful Adventures Clubhouse, come on over and do that. And that's a great place to share what you've been making on. And it doesn't have to be from, you know, something that I have shown you. We love seeing each other's work because that's what we do, right? We love to see and cheer each other on, because that's the most important part. We love crafty friends, and we love being able to share or to cheer each other on. Because why wouldn't we? We want all of us to succeed and be able to make fun things and things that are useful, things that we just like looking at. You know, both. You have to have a little of both in your world, right? Useful and fun. And sometimes those are the same things. Sometimes it's just pretties that you want to look at. So, so there's that. But oh my goodness, I still have a couple of minutes. Anybody want to share anything fun they've been doing? Oh, Karen says she's done it before. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? And I love doing it on smaller things that make it like for on a card or something. And it'd be great to do in a junk journal. You can do the same thing in a junk journal. You could do it on a scrapbook page. It doesn't matter. It's paper's paper, right? It doesn't matter where we put it. And I'm always telling you guys that. I love using some of the fun fold card techniques in junk journals. Those are super fun to do and use like that. Thank you, Lenora. Thanks, Carol. Aw, Rose, you're so sweet. I love you guys. It just is so much fun to come and, show you fun things. And I like it when I think of something and I don't have to really, search my brain too hard. So I'll be on tomorrow. I'll probably be on about 3 o'clock Eastern. Probably working on something I've already had in the works to kind of finish up. I've got several things that I'm trying to finish up. So some of those junk journals. I'll probably finish. I've got an interesting closure in mind for one of those junk journals I've been working on. So come and see that. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow and make sure I get that done. That'll be fun. You guys, it is time for me to go, and let's go over and see Michelle. Thanks for being here, and thanks for joining us as part of the Crafty Bunch today. Or if you're on my YouTube channel, if you enjoyed it, I hope you'll subscribe. Bye, everybody.